The Photos app on iPhone has gotten its biggest refresh ever with iOS 18, and it's kind of controversial. Let me walk you through the app to highlight the new design as well as the new features. Let's get into it. Before we dive too deep, make sure you're subscribed to the channel with notifications turned on so you don't miss my latest video on Apple's newest devices and features. I've got my iPhone 15 Pro Max here loaded up with iOS 18. Obviously, we're going to start by jumping into the Photos app. The main headline feature here is the redesign. Gone are the library, For You, albums, and search tabs that had persisted for so long. And in their stead is a unified app experience. You're dropped into this kind of middle view where you can scroll up to get to all of your photos or down to get to the various albums and categories. This top carousel I think is really neat. You can swipe to the right and see featured photos, featured memories, favorites, and more. When you get to the end, you'll see the power of the updated app. Customization. We'll come back to that. As you come full circle back to your library, you can use the select button on top to choose any photos that you may want to share. If you pull down, it goes into your library view, giving you a sort button, control over the timeline, and an X button that will return you to that main view. Scroll down and you can see the default organization options just below the alerts that will sometimes appear here. Maybe you have stuff to share or any updates to take action. Recent days is on top, which gives you little collections that go day by day for roughly 2 weeks or so. People and pets, which includes a little video memory of a featured grouping. There's pinned collections, followed by memories, trips, albums, media types, and utilities. You can leave the app like this and continue to use it, but it gets better if you customize it to your needs. You can enter customization from the little button here at the bottom or from the carousel here on top. Your first options are to tweak the carousel, choosing from the various collections of media. You can also remove or replace any of the ones that are in there now. It's of note that you cannot remove your library grid and you're limited to 9 total featured collections. Below that, you have all of your other collections. These can be toggled on or off, and you can adjust their position with a slider here on the right-hand side. Personally, I use the media types a lot, getting to those screenshots, so boom, I can move that right here to the top. To say that this redesign has been polarizing is an understatement. My Twitter feed seems filled with people hating on the Photos app. But I don't get it. I've been loving this redesign. It's good in the stock setup, but having the option to modify it is amazing. Let me know down below in the comments how you feel about this change, love it or hate it. The last thing to look at with the design is this new kind of profile view. If you ever take video or conference calls, I have to show you the new AnkerWork S600. This is going to be your new best friend. Your iPhone magnetically connects to the top, where you can adjust the angle up to 70 degrees so you can see it during the call, or maybe you rotate it so you can watch some YouTube videos. Plus it's Qi 2 certified, which means you'll get up to 15 watts of wireless power to your device. Audio quality is super important for a device like this, both inside and out. So how does it sound? Your voice comes through crystal clear thanks to the 4-mic array and local real-time voice print recognition. That voice print recognition is trained to pick up only your voice and eliminate the voices of other people talking. Background noise is also reduced thanks to Voice Radar 3.5 AI technology that identifies more than 300 common noises, like the AC blasting, and completely removes them. How does the video schedule look for this upcoming week? Plus, it's powered up over USB-C and has a 16-hour internal battery that you can use to move it anywhere you need to take a call, listen to music, or watch videos. Want to learn more? You can do just that by following the link down below in the description. Just tap your picture in that top right-hand corner. You'll see your name, as well as how much media you have there, how many happen to still be syncing with iCloud. Syncing used to be at the bottom of your profile or the library view here, but I think this new view inside of this profile works a lot better. The profile also has toggles for what you want to see in the main view, such as showing off your hidden album or HDR content. When you edit a photo, things look a bit more familiar. Apple did remove the boxes at the top and the bottom, and it makes it look a bit more seamless. If you have a photo like this wallpaper here that's full screen, it shrinks it so you can see the whole thing without having to dismiss the toolbars. It's a nice little effect. To edit a photo, Apple has ditched the edit button in the top corner and replaced it with a new slider icon here at the bottom inside of a gray pill. There are a few new additions to the options menu that's accessed via the little ellipsis in that top right-hand corner. For this photo, I can view it inside of all photos, or I can add it to a recently accessed album. If we hop on back to this main view, I want to talk about some of these other collections. Recent Days has been a favorite that I went back to a lot. Tapping into it shows a list view of all of the days and even their locations. I had no idea how useful this would be, but it made such quick work of, oh, did I show you that photo from last Saturday? Or that time we went to the lavender field? For the People and Pets collection, you will now get groups. Some will be created for you, but you can also create your own. Tap Create in the top right-hand corner to choose some people. I could create an album with just my grandma and my late grandfather, or I could create one with my wife, my son, and I. Trips are super cool. It kind of replaced the places from the old People, Pets, and Places album. These are added based on your location, and they're broken down by year. I can see all the places we visited in 2021, like New York, Boston, Portland, Michigan, Iceland, and Nashville. That was a busy year. Utilities is much more robust this time. You still have duplicates, hidden, and recently deleted, but they're joined by receipts, handwriting, illustrations, QR codes, recently viewed, recently edited, recently shared, and documents. You'll notice as I scroll through much of this, a lot of these have little animations. Each of these little collections has like motion added to it, which makes all of these memories come to life. Customization is a big thing this year, including updating your home screen. If you want to learn more about that in iOS 18 and iPadOS 18, check out the linked video here. I've got tons of stuff on all of Apple's new software. Aside from all of these features, there is a subset of incredibly cool features under the umbrella of Apple Intelligence. That does mean that these won't be coming to every iPhone, and instead will be limited, for the time being, to iPhone 15 Pro and iPhone 15 Pro Max. The biggest addition, I think, is the cleanup tool. It does essentially what the name implies and cleans up your photos by removing unnecessary distractions. Unlike other phone makers, the goal with the cleanup tool in Apple Intelligence is to retain the original intent of the photo, not to alter it. The cleanup tool will remove extra people in the background, maybe a car in the way, or some extra clouds if you wanted that clear blue sky. Depending on the situation, it should also be able to theoretically remove blemishes too. You aren't going to swap someone's head, open their eyes, or add a random animal to someone's lap. It won't rain purple drops, give someone a third arm, or change the color of your car. It just makes your photos better without going too far. There are third-party apps for all of that. Apple Intelligence also ties into memories. You can create a memory video just by describing what you want. Ask it to make a memory of you and your partner on a trip and end it with a big group shot of friends. It's even able to put these memories together narratively. The example Apple gave was a young boy learning to fish. It assembles shots of him getting there, tossing a line, before finally catching a big fish. Lastly, Apple Intelligence helps you find photos you're looking for. Show me photos of Harrison in New York eating some food, or show me photos of Faith looking cozy in a gray sweatshirt on a rainy day. I'm beyond excited for this. Frankly, I'm excited for all of these features. There's a lot of great stuff coming in iOS 18. And the experiences for photos, while controversial, I see as a big step forward. Sound off below in the comments on what features you want to see next, and be sure you're subscribed to the channel with those notifications turned on so you can keep up to date with the latest Apple news and releases.